The first of which is found on Google Drive. So to get to it, the first thing you want to do is go to Google, and then you're going to sign into Google with your work email address and then your password. So I went ahead and put in mine. So I'll go ahead and sign in here. Now, once you're signed in, you want to navigate to your Google Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to my Google Drive. Now, this is going to be your Google Drive that is associated with your email. Now, what we want to get to is we want to get to the Google Drive that's associated with the National Math Lab. That's where we're going to find all of our mod resources. So if I go over to the side here where it says shared with me, if we click on that, what we'll have is we'll have a list of different folders and other forms and surveys and things like that that have been shared with me, but we want the main National Math Lab folder. Now, for some of you, when you first log in and you click on shared with me, it may pop up right away. For others like me, we have to search for it. So if we go up to the top and in where it says search drive, if we just type in NML, what we're looking for is we're looking for the folder that's of the current school year. So this first one that comes up is NML SY, which stands for school year, 2015-2016. That's the current school year that we're in. If your school year is different, you want to make sure that you grab the folder that's associated with the school year that you're in. So I'm going to go ahead and click that open. And in this folder, what we'll see is a whole bunch of different folders, ones that go for the tests that we work on, quizzes, the different grade levels, even some of the courses. But the one we're looking at is right here, the Math on Demand folder. So if you double click that, it'll open up. And in here, we're going to find a wealth of resources that's going to be helpful for you while you're in mod. So the very first folder that you see is answer keys for the online books. Now, sometimes you may be working on a problem from a textbook and you're unsure of exactly what the textbook is asking. I know it's a shocker. We always think that textbooks give us exactly what we want. But on occasion, as you all know, we're like, what? So if you go to the answer key folder, all you have to do is double click it, and then it's going to give you the different books that we use for mod. So let's say I needed to go to Math A answers. So I open that up, and for this one, there's just one folder that's inside of it. Others may have multiple ones. For instance, if I go to Math B, you can see that there are a bunch of different folders in here because only a certain amount of answer pages were in each one. All right, so let's say that I go to part 5 here. And then all I have to do is go to the page that I'm looking for, maybe page 323, double click on that, and now I have the answer guide that will help me go through the different problems that I need help with. So that's a great resource to have, especially when you get those questions where you're not quite exactly sure what it's asking the student to do. Now below that, we have the Hot Topic folder. Now the Hot Topics are topics that we see over and over again in mod. And what we've done is we've combined those into different spreadsheets. And within each spreadsheet, there are resources for that particular topic. The one thing that you do have to do is you want to make sure that you go to the right one. So let's say that I'm working in the intermediate C, all right, mathematics C. So if I open that up, and it's going to load here in just a second, we have the different topics that we see over and over again. So let's say that you're working on scientific notation. All right, that's line number 4 here. So it's unit 1, lesson or page 9, and on the textbooks, it's in pages 27 to 30. Well, we now have 3 different resources that you can use, whether for yourself, for learning purposes, or something that you can provide the student with as a real quick, easy thing that they can go to once you're done working with them that will help reinforce what you are working on. So the hot topic list is great if you know exactly the topic that you're working on and if you need a real quick resource to hand out to the students. And we'll talk about resources to give out to students later on. So let's go back to our main MOD folder here. And the other one that we have is mod resources. Now you might automatically think, oh, well, this is where everything is. This is just a folder that's called mod resources, but there are some good things that are in here. All right, we have course overviews. There are some more repeat topics, and you can see that some of these things may repeat because we've just been compiling them over the years. But we also have assessment questions, getting started links, video introductions, and of course, this one down here is a good one to have. This is the online textbooks. These are all the textbooks, the quick links that will get you to the online versions of the book. This is something that you're probably going to want to download and save to your computer, so that way you have real quick, easy access to it. Now, going back out of this folder, the last thing that you'll notice on these pages here are the actual surveys that we use. When students come into Maude, they're asked to fill out the entrance survey. So if I look at this first one, this is for the 6-7 room. This is the actual survey that students will fill out. So they're asked for their student ID number, their first initial, their last name, the school that they attend, and then what grade they're in. Once they're done with that, they will submit it and it will show up on the entrance survey responses. This is going to be the one thing from Google Docs that you're going to, or sorry, from Google Drive that you're going to want to have open at all times when you're in Maude. So that way it's real quick and easy to see, okay, what students have filled out the survey. That means that they're ready for help. So if we open this up real quickly, I've erased all the student names, but we have a timestamp for when they first sign in. We have their student ID number, their first initial, last name, the school that they attend, and the grade that they're in. All of those columns there are ones that you're going to want to put into your spreadsheet. So all we'd have to do is just highlight them and then copy and paste them into our attendance spreadsheet. And then from there, all we'd have to do is put in the rest of their information that's specific about the problem that they are working on. So that's your entrance survey. Now, once they're done, they fill out the exit survey. And the exit survey is very similar. It just wants to know what teacher were they working with, the concept that they work on, how they feel their help was today. So they get to rate you as a teacher, and then any comments that they would have. And then you submit that. Now we see all their responses, but the one thing that you'll notice is that we didn't ask for their name because we want it to remain anonymous. That way they can feel like they can say whatever it is. We just have to think about, okay, what student were we working on about that time? But those exit surveys then help us as teachers reflect back on the different sessions that we had with students and make adjustments from there. So locating stuff on Google Drive is going to be fairly easy once you get the hang of it, but it's also very beneficial for you as a teacher when you're working in Maude.